Hey, it's me, Jessica, again, your secret to great grades with the rundown on The Catcher in the Rye. The story starts out as our main character, Holden Caulfield, gets expelled again from prep school. He's kind of freaking out about how to tell his parents. On his way out, Holden visits his old history teacher. His teacher gives him trouble for getting expelled, and this is when the cycle starts, where Holden gets annoyed at literally everything.
I am a human being.
Really though, Holden is just mad at the world.
Don't judge me.
Stratlater comes home from a date with Jane Gallagher, and Holden is not a happy camper. He is totally bugging out and asking Stratlater repeatedly if he and Jane had sex. Finally, Holden flies off the handle and attacks Stratlater. The Stratman pulls a WWF move on Holden and bloodies his nose. Yes, that must have hurt. Thoroughly annoyed, Holden decides to leave and face the parental units. Actually, he decides to stay in a hotel for a few days and just not tell them right away. Holden takes a train to Manhattan, and when he gets to the city, he checks himself into the Edmont Hotel. He sees some pretty taboo stuff there, a man in drag and lots of kinky stuff. But despite the distractions, the 3 days that Holden is at the hotel, he's plagued by his infatuation with Jane Gallagher. He calls her a bunch of times, all the while trying to fix himself up with other women and alcohol just like a man. Poor thing, I mean, he's just tortured by his hormones. He meets up with lots of interesting people, but he's still really awkward all the time. He always ends up lonely, frustrated, and you guessed it, annoyed. He does manage to sneak into his folks' house to see his little sister Phoebe, but she's honest with him. She puts him in check and says he's acting totally ridiculous. Can you blame the little Dakota? On Holden's last meandering night, he ends up crashing on the couch at his old English teacher's house, Mr. Antolini, who pets his forehead while he's sleeping. Holden wakes up, flips out, and splits, spending those last few hours on a bench in Grand Central Station. At this point, he's had it. Holden decides to leave home for good, but of course he has to tell his little sis Phoebe. He leaves her a note at school with directions, and later that day they meet at the zoo, and Holden puts her on the carousel just because he knows that she loves to ride it. That's really sweet. This is the last real scene in the book, and it starts raining like crazy. It's a pretty cool moment though. We get to see Holden crack a little and show some real emotion. And the story ends with Holden reminding us that he did go home, but that he got sick. Sick as in went to a sanitarium. But it's all good. He's in recovery, and that's what really matters. That's that. All right, so I've got more 411. Hit me back and I'll give you exactly what you need to know.